we have just come out of a movie full of swearing dogs who drink liquor, eat shrooms, and like to hump. It's called Strays. It's about abandoned dog team, and they form a little alliance to get revenge on one of the Strays' former owner. So that's pretty much the gist of the plot there. It's R-rated, of course. Has Will Ferrell in it, Jamie Foxx, Isla Fisher, and Randall Park. Nan, what do you think of this R-rated movie?
I thought it was all right. And honestly, I thought the trailers looked better than the trailers was better than the movie. Mm-hmm. I think the movie was very easily predictable. It pretty much follows the standard, sort of group dynamic in a in a comedy movie. Comedy movie, and so it's very easily predictable, and like you could pretty much see where it's going to end and how it's going to end, and it's exactly how it ended. Yeah. I thought the best comedic moments or the best jokes was in the trailer, and I think all the jokes throughout the film wasn't as funny as what we thought it was, because we were quite excited for this film.
Yeah.
Not only for the meme, but like generally excited for like to see a good comedy, and just for that comedy to just fall flat majority of the times, except for what we saw in the trailer. It's just like, oh, we've already seen this. Like, where's the proper comedy? So that felt a little flat to me.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the voice performances from the main four trio, which was Will Ferrell, Jamie Lee Foxx, Isla Fisher, and Randall Park. I thought they were all pretty great as their own, especially Will Ferrell. He actually surprised me quite a bit. And same with Jamie Foxx. He was pretty much his usual self, but a little bit more self-contained and whatnot in that. Yeah. I really enjoyed the way that they mixed the way the dogs talked with like real life dog. I assume it's real life dogs. If it is CGI, then that should win the Oscar. But like with the real life dogs, like it didn't look it didn't take it out of the movie. It didn't look super fake, stuff like that. Like Gene looked like as if they were talking. There was some hit and miss moments with CGI, but what could you expect for a film of this budget and comedy film as well? That's really where it strides. I did enjoy the dynamic between all four dogs and like the bond they sort of created throughout this journey. I thought that was quite compelling, probably one of the best parts, and especially the dynamic between what's their name, Bug and Reggie, the two main dogs, which is Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx. I thought their character development, or at least Jamie Foxx's character development, was the best in this film. Not saying it's amazing. I'm just saying it's the best in this film. It's a must watch. But yeah, I think I was a little bit disappointed overall in this film. Mainly because we were so excited for it, but just because the comedy just didn't quite hit as much as I was expecting to. And I'm not sure what your thoughts are, but
I'm pretty much on board with you. I wouldn't say like it disappointed me. It's kind of exactly what I expected. Because I came out of the movie, and I was, we were driving back here, and I wasn't thinking about this movie at all until I got back and realized I had to talk about this movie again. So it is forgettable, but while watching the movie, I was having a good time. Like I thought it was funny. You're definitely right that majority of the best gags in this movie are in the trailer. So they kind of showed all kind of just the really kind of big stuff in the trailer, which is annoying. I get it's to get more people in, but when people come out of it, they're going to be a little bit, cheated in a way, because the trailer was just selling them rather than kind of being or representing what the movie actually is. But I guess the funny parts that we don't see in the trailer, and there are some, but there are some stuff where it's kind of like, oh, it's not funny at all. So it's kind of like a 50-50 after that stuff. But I think there's some good stuff. I would say that my criticism for the movie is that it's really just it's the fact that it's dogs doing it that's making it funny. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so for us humans, it wouldn't be funny.
Because it's just really easy jokes because they're dogs. Like dogs getting drunk, like. Oh, it's because of the dogs. So it's not clever comedy writing. There's no comedy in the dialogue. There's comedy in the situation, and the situation's not creative. It's pretty easy. You could do this. You could do the same thing with cats. Just call it Strays 2. Have cats, and it can be the exact same thing. And it's just, I think it's just too easy. If the dialogue had been more funny, I could give that a bit of a pass. But yeah, I just, we came out of something like Joyride this year, and that's funny through its dialogue and through its like the characters. This one is not. It's funny because they are dogs, and again, I found it funny, but it's funny because it's dogs, and I think it's just a little bit easy. And again, if I'm going to compare it to something like Joyride, which we've got this year, and even to an extent, No Hard Feelings, I think this movie is lower than them because there's a lack of like an emotion or a compelling pull towards any of the characters. We didn't really get that. They're too busy swearing and making jokes and reminding us that it's R-rated. You don't really get that kind of connectivity with them. And then when you do get any kind of emotional moment, it's really just it's so easy to tug on the heartstrings again because they're dogs. And seeing a dog get hurt in a movie is just far more like it tugs at the heartstrings a lot more than seeing a human get hurt. There's just something about that. And again, that's how they kind of do it, and it's really easy and it's really slim riding on that perspective. But yeah, obviously, I had a good time in it. It's not one where I could sit down and watch it again, sure, just as like passing time or
it's like a mindless movie sort
with somebody. Yeah. It's just some good fun for 90 minutes, and that's really it. You're not going to come out of it with anything more than that. I did really like the visual style that they used. I think with talking dogs and it being live action, it's usually like it's not hit or miss. It's usually a miss, and I think they did a really good job.
Yeah,
like they integrated real, because they look like real dogs, and then it's just the mouth that's like been edited, which I think was a really nice blend, and it's not like obvious. Yeah.
It actually looks like as if they're talking.
Yeah, there are some points, like you said, that it doesn't work. But again, what can you expect when it's kind of like a mid-budget movie? It's funny because we're hearing a dog howl next door right now, so he must know what we're talking about. He wants to see the movie.
He's like, "Fuck you! It was a good movie. I acted in
it." But overall, there's nothing special beyond kind of on the visual side of things. There's nothing special besides what they did with the dogs and got them to act in a sense. But yeah, I don't have too much to add. There's not really much to really say for this one because you can just kind of go to this movie, have a good time, and then kind of just carry on. Continue life.
Pretty much. It's a good 90-minute getaway.
It's a good 90-minute getaway. Yeah. How would you compare this to? Because I know you haven't seen No Hard Feelings yet.
No, not yet.
No. How would you compare it to Joyride or in another R-rated movie you can think of?
Probably low. I did enjoy Joyride quite a lot more. I think, as you said, the writing and the dialogue was a lot more better than Strays.
Yeah.
And the jokes were actually generally more funny. The only reason why this film was funny was because they were animals, making those jokes in the situations that we're in. But stuff like Joyride, it actually had like a meaningful story behind it, and the comedy was accompanying it as well.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Can't really think of anything else to really compare it to that's really accurate. But yeah, you kind of know exactly what you're expecting from this movie.
Pretty much.
If someone's listened to this and they haven't seen the trailer and they're just trying to get a gist of a movie that we're reviewing, do not watch the trailer. I couldn't recommend you to go to the cinema and spend your hard-earned money on it. But if you want to kind of escape for a bit, laugh for about 90 minutes, don't watch the trailer. Go and see this movie. I think you can have a fun time with it. Just don't expect yourself to be thinking about it as you walk out that door.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But a fun time. Can't understate that. But yeah, nothing else to add besides that?
Nah, not really. It's not one of those movies where we can really get into that in depth about, I reckon.
Yeah, it's because the movie's not going to get in depth, so neither are we.
Yeah.
But I do have one question before we finish off. Adam Devine said some comments about R-rated movies, the mid-budget stuff. We got one here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want more of this stuff? Even we kind of, I wouldn't say we're shitting on this movie, but we're not giving it high praise. Yeah. Would you want more of these kind of movies fleshed through an annual release slate?
Yeah, because it's a break from what we see right now, which is just action and superhero films.
Yeah.
And IP. So original comedy film every now and then is just great. It's refreshing, whether it's good or bad. We had Joyride, that was really good. This one wasn't as good as what we were expecting, but it's still a decent enough movie, and it did produce some genuine laughs.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the trailer, you'll laugh quite a lot more than what we did. So I definitely think comedy definitely has a place in Hollywood slates, yearly slates for sure.
Yeah, agree. All right, the big moment. Score out of 10. What are you going to give it?
I'm just going to give it a 5.
5? I'm going the 5 as well.
Yeah.
Look at us on the same page. All right, that is going to do it for us today on our discussion on Strays. Are you guys going to see this movie? I believe it comes out this week for our American friends and New Zealanders and everyone else, I think. Or most people. Anyway, if you do go see it, be sure to let us know. You can find us on Twitter and YouTube at Movie Gains. Be sure to leave a comment. Let us know if you are going to see it, if you're excited, and what you thought of the movie. For 4K movie reviews, box office analysis, and award season coverage, be sure to visit moviegains.com. We got our Oscar nomination predictions coming up one by one at the moment. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. Sign up for our weekly email newsletter to stay up to date. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next review, which I don't know what that is.
I don't know, because I'm heading away for a month.
Yeah, Nain's going to be leaving us for a bit, but we'll be on the podcast on a remote form, and we'll get whatever reviews, Ahsoka or something. Secret Invasion.
We'll find. Oh no, please.
Yeah, there'll be some content. But it won't be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I'm so gutted. The weekend I decide to leave is the weekend it fucking comes out.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Keep bringing the hype. Peace.
See ya.